And bring Claire back, Jim.
Okay, let me get to a 4
Let
bank.
her. Claire, anytime you want to ask a question here, why just butt in. Issa, welcome to the High Ram Show.
Hi, hello.
And glad to have you with us. And I hope that a number of people will ask us some questions here because Jim and I both had to admit we hadn't spent a lot of time preparing. We've been busy working on other things.
Yes,
And so we need your help.
definitely.
Issa, you set the ultra cycling world on fire during June with your performance at the race across America. Um, what's your reflections on it now, 2.5 months later?
It was real great race for me. It was the third time that I was participating in RAAM. I was the first time there in 2015, then in 2019, and this year. And it was absolutely my best race ever I had this year. I had a perfect crew with me.
Mm-hmm.
I was good prepared from my coach and trainer, and I have good material, and everything went real smooth and great. And if I think back to beat also the men in my age, I'm a little bit proud of myself.
Definitely, as well as you should be, and it just goes to show you, no matter what gender you are, anything, get on a bike, everything equals out or gets better. Yes.
Yeah.
Issa, what was your low point on this race?
My low point, the one was sure the accident we had on RAAM. It was the first time that we had an accident on a race. It was a car who wanted to pass us who hit my follow car from the back. My two bikes were damaged. One was so damaged that I couldn't use anymore. The other one I had to change the wheel and then I could use it again. But still, just a situation to know your follow car is real, your insurance. And I had a great driver. The youngest guy of the team was the driver, and he was just reacting perfectly. But then go back on the street and still have all the car passes again to get the security back. It was not easy the 10, 20 miles after this accident.
Where did that happen, Issa?
Pardon me?
Where did that happen?
Oh, it was after the middle, before in the second half, beginning to the second half of the RAAM. It was on a freeway with 3 rows for the car, and we were on the side with the follow car, and then another car who broke down was standing on the line for the emergency, so we had to get on the first line, and one car who came from the back, he just didn't make enough difference to our car and was hitting us.
Wow.
Didn't you weren't hit in that accident, were you? It didn't hit you. The car.
No, it was only the car. Yeah.
The follow car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank goodness for the follow vehicles. Definitely.
Yes, that's we learned that the hard way a few years ago. The importance of those
Yes.
follow vehicles, and we had another accident this year. Same thing with. Help me, Jim.
That left me too, right when you said it.
Sandy Earl. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You have to understand that at my age, the names kind of escape me. How could I forget Sandy Earl? And she, it was so that she decided to DNF as a result. But so anyhow, when when did you realize that you had a chance to win it all? At what point in the race?
At the end, I was scared just to think I gonna win or I'm already finished before the finish line, because I knew there can happen so many things in the last 200 kilometers that you finish when you are by the roadhouse from the RAAM and not before. So I knew I was in front. I knew I had also the guys behind me, but I was not sure that I will be really the winner, because I wasn't there yet. And the moment as I crossed the line by the RAAM Roadhouse, then I realized what time I had. I was thinking about I getting 10 days, and I was so trying to reach a 9-day, but I had some problem on the last 2 time stations, and my crew said me, if you don't go now, yes, it's going to be 10 days, that's for sure. It's sad, but it will be. And that made me so angry that I just drove. I wasn't thinking any again. I didn't wanted my crew seeing anymore. I just wanted to drive. And then
Yeah.
I realized by the
Yeah.
line what
Well,
I really
you
need.
answered part of Jerry's question
yeah.
there, but the other part was that you had a large lead at one point. Those of us who are dot watchers often speculate on what's going on, not having a clue as to what might be happening. But it was speculated by some of us that you got to a place where you felt confident enough to yield some lead miles to take a little extra sleep. Was that the case, or just that the way it happened?
I guess it was just the way it happened. We made the sleep breaks at the beginning more than less like planned, but you never can do it like planned, because you have always some things who comes between, or you are not in the space what you expected to be in. You get the mountains, you don't want to sleep in the mountains up there, so you sleep before or after. So it's not always exactly what you plan, how you can do it. And at the end, we just said, okay, we don't make big sleep breaks anymore. We make power naps. And then we made the power naps the moment I need it.
I don't think we announced, Jim, to people out there that you can ask questions or make comments by either putting them in Facebook or YouTube, and we'll find them here.
Definitely.
I've got a question, if that's.
I was just going to ask Claire, do you have any questions? Yes.
I do. So I crewed for the first time for a soloist this year, and I was just wondering for you as a rider, kind of what makes a good crew, or you said your crew was the best that you'd had. So kind of what is it that for you as a rider kind of makes the crew?
Important is that everybody from the crew has his part. He has to work. He's the physical therapist, or he's the mechanical. He's the driver in the follow car or in the van. And important is also that you can believe them and they believe in you. As soon as I had how should I say it? In 2019 on this RAAM, I needed a break after 2,000 miles from 24 hours, because my brain wasn't that fit anymore. I couldn't bike anymore, not because of the muscles, it's because of the brain.
The mentals,
and that's,
yes.
The mentals, yes. And that's why I needed a break for 24 hours. My crew thought, oh, you were too fast at the beginning. You overpaced at the beginning. And this year I started, and I had the plan to change my bike just after the first time station in Borrego. Couple miles later, there where the left turn is, where you get straight, a little bit down, a little bit wind from the back. And I knew if I'm at fast like in 2019, but the crew thought I was overpowered, I have only 5 minutes left, because I started 20 minutes later this year than in 19. And finally I was 35 minutes before there.
Wow.
So yeah, I said, wow, I'm real fast. I'm faster than in 19. And we went to the point, I saw my crew, they changed the bike, and in no phase I could read, hey, check out your pacing. They were just believing in me. I'm doing the right thing. I know what I do. I have the contact with my coach. I talk with my coach. Am I over pacing or not? Is it okay? My dates are good, so keep going. And the people, they are there for driver or mechanical. They did not talk in with me and my coach, so they just knew and believed I know what I do. And this you feel as an athlete, if
Yes.
the crew believes in you or not, if the
Yep.
crew is sure that you're doing the right thing. And that makes me just like flying. And I think
Gotcha.
that's one of the real, I had one person in the crew, the team chief. He's with me since beginning of my career, since 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And all other people, they were the first time on a RAAM.
Wow.
So they were
wow.
all rookies. Yes.
So they were all rookies except your
Yeah.
crew chief.
Now, did you
Wow.
do practice runs with them before the race to get everybody familiar, or did they just come into it not knowing each other completely?
More or less two groups, they know each other.
Okay.
And some of them, they didn't know anybody. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I think it's just experience is very important and very good, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's not always helpful. So you need a good mix of experience to take with, and you need good people. They are just open to make experience and
Yes.
to believe and trust in each other.
Yep. And everybody needs to stay busy doing something for you and taking
Yeah.
care of the everything. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And you need also somebody in the team who can make decisions, even if they are hard.
Yes.
And I don't think, or I'm sure in every RAAM there are hard decisions to make. And
Definitely.
if you don't have the team, the crew chief, or a team member else who really can do hard decisions, it's also, yeah, it should be better you have one who really can do hard decisions.
Gotcha.
Well, we
Claire?
certainly,
Okay, go ahead, Lee.
yeah, certainly admire what you did, and I think you certainly has been a great example for women in the field of ultracycling, because I think that's been kind of one of our motifs here on the Ohio RAAM show over the years, that when you see remarkable performances, when you have so few women in it to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
you only wonder what would happen if you had as many women
Women,
in the
yes.
sport as men. Percentage wise, your winning of women is just absolutely remarkable. We had another question here. Oh, it's your sister.
Yeah, it's my sister.
Well,
Thank you, Yvonne. Danke.
Yeah, great. That's wonderful. And there's nothing like family to. I say, if your mother can't say something good about you, you're in bad shape.
There you
But,
go, definitely.
That's wonderful. Now, since RAAM, you had an accident, didn't you? Want to tell us about that?
Yes, I had. As I came back after RAAM, I had the invitation from the Tortur, the Swiss race
Mm-hmm.
in Switzerland. They invited me to start there, and I trained again, especially for the night. So I made a training 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. I started, and I had a flat round to drive, and somewhere between two cities there was just a wild animal who hit my bike. It's a badger or something, the police meant. It was like a cat, but 5 times as big as a normal cat. And it was dark. I had a good light on my bike, but I had no street lights on it. There were not a lot of cars around, and he just came out of the high, how do you say that, of the high grass on the side,
Yeah.
and was just ready in my bike.
Wow.
And the
And
results
then
were.
I was falling. I made I don't know, a salto or something, and I was landing on my head and on my shoulder. And I had to operate. I was lucky my head is okay.
Mm-hmm.
My helmet is broken twice, but I
Mm.
did not have any headache or
That's awesome.
any things I couldn't remember, so just nothing at all. But my shoulder on the right side was was broken, so the articular from the clavicula to the shoulder part, the small articulation was the bandage, the ligament were 5 there, and 4 of them are crashed. So I
Oh
had to
wow.
Now, you were in a
operate.
sling the other day when we talked to you. You're still wearing the sling?
Yes, I have still 2 more weeks to wear it. Yeah.
2 more weeks. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
And
not allowed to have the arm just hanging on the body. So now I have it on the table. That's okay. That's why I'm not wearing it. But as soon as
like
I stand up, I have
like
to
a good
wear it.
physical therapist, you're obeying all the rules, are
There
you?
you go. Exactly.
Yes. But I'm working in the neurological parts and not a shoulder specialist. But I'm turning to a shoulder specialist. That's true.
What's
Excellent.
next for you?
Recover from the shoulder, and if everything goes good, my doctor said looks good that it could be possible that I will, or there can be in November on the 24 hours World Time Trail Championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's my big goal, to do this, and then to relax a couple of weeks and start new season for next year. I'm thinking about doing 2 or 3 races in Europe. It's still open if it's a race across Italy, Austria, or Poland. And yeah, maybe a year later, once again RAAM. I don't know yet,
Yes.
but it's still in my mind, in my head.
Well, put Poland on that list because that was quite an
Really?
event.
Really?
Yes,
Amazing
yes,
Okay.
race. Yes.
yes. I think,
Okay.
goodness sakes, and it's going to be the World Championship again.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So why don't you go over there and nail that one so as well?
There you go.
I will see. Depends what my head means and what my heart means, and the mix
Yeah,
up
I
going to be the
understand.
plans for next year.
Now I got one real quick question. As far as your previous RAMs, how did you train or do anything different mentally and physically to have the outcome you had this year?
A big change we made mentally after 2019, as I had this problem. Mentally, I was working together with a profession of the mental part, and he was asking me, what are you doing for your muscles on a RAAM in the sleeping breaks? I said, oh, I have my physio with me. He's doing this and this. He's saying, oh, and what are you doing for your head? Said, oh, for my head, I have to do something? Yeah. And he said, not only your muscles, also your brain needs wellness.
Definitely.
And that I was thinking about, how can I do wellness for my brain? And then I thought, okay, in 15, I ate before I went to bed for the sleeping break. I took a shower and I take it easy. In 19, up off the bike and directly sleep. I said, okay, 23, we make a mix. I arrive, I take ice water for my feet, and then I gave myself 7 minutes to get to the toilet, take a shower, and to lay down. And as soon as I was laying down, it was just my head was in my thoughts.
Yeah.
how I want my head to lay down. I just cared about my head because for the muscles, I had my physio there. For my body, I had people, they took my blood pressure and everything. I was just caring about my head, and I was sleeping in 5 minutes.
Wow. Excellent.
I didn't felt how they took my blood pressures. So that was real different. I could faster sleep because I was just wellness for my brain.
Excellent.
Another thing what I changed was the nutrition. I
Mhm.
made the first RAAM with fluid nutrition.
Okay.
I always thought either you are for normal food or for fluid, and I'm sure for normal food. And I did 2 years ago with Corona times more 24-hour races, and there I realized how it's much easier for the body to get the fluid nutrition than if you eat normal stuff. And that I said, okay, I try if I can deal it 9, 10, 11 days. I don't know. I just do it as long as it's okay, as I feel good. And if it doesn't work anymore, I change of normal food. And I did it till the last 100, 200 kilometers. There I asked for a cookie, and just because maybe why not a cookie? But else I really had only the fluid. It was my drink is a Pulver. I have a special drink, mineral drink. I have gels, Philadelphia, Ovomaltine, that's a milkshake, a Swiss product, yogurt, and a lot of chocolate ice cream.
Nice. Excellent. But that was hard to keep cold during the desert area.
Yeah, the ice cream wasn't always there. But after the desert, I asked them, and it was a competition for the 2 crews in the follow car who had the better yogurts for me.
Excellent.
Because they had to be fluid and no fruit pieces in it, but fruit taste, so it was not easy for them.
Gotcha.
Just as a testament, my son and daughter-in-law just finished their Portland, Oregon to Portland, Maine. They had to interrupt it because of the pandemic. But Sherry has had so much radiation therapy to her face, because of her sinus cancer. She can't open her mouth very well. Can barely open it at all. So she has to do a liquid diet, and she made it across the country on chocolate milk and chocolate ice cream. So I said, that sounds like my kind of diet. She said, yes, until that's the only thing you're eating. After a while. Any rate, Claire, any questions you have?
I was going to ask what's next as well, but certainly if you're in Europe racing, we'll be following along. I'm in the UK, so.
Sponsors, any sponsors you'd like to shout out to, Isa?
I do have some sponsors like Simulasan. It's a how do you say that in English? Human product from Apothec, healthy nutrition health, and some companies from around here, but not enough. It's more than the half part of a RAAM budget I have to pay by myself.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not cheap. That from Great Britain, it's the same. You take 9, 10 people from Europe to America. You need 2 cars at least. All the part before when the hotels at the start finish line. Yeah, it's expensive.
It is indeed. Have you ever done any self-supported racing?
Yes.
Isa?
Yeah. I was my first experience on RAAM was as a supporter, 2009 and 2011. I was in a crew with a solo athlete, Hermann Bachmann. And we started twice, but it was twice we had a DNF. We did not finish. But my first experience were as a solo, and then as a crew member, and then as I had my first time as a solo, I was sure it's much easier to drive as a solo than being in a crew.
Okay. Hey, Claire, thank you for being with us.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, and thank you for all your hard work for the coverage you gave us. It was excellent.
Yeah, it
And we
did
look
such a
forward to
great
many
job,
more.
and you've set a standard for yourself, Claire, that we'll be looking for again.
Excellent. Lovely to speak to you all.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you there. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we may use some of the things you did. In fact, I've already sent some of your videos to other people. Says here's someone
Way
who
to
knows
do it.
how to
Yep.
do it.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent. Speak to you all soon. Lovely to speak to you all.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Isa, thank you for being with us.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're
We
welcome.
look forward to
Thank
seeing you in future racing, and all well and better back to full strength.
Yeah, and we appreciate you taking time out here. Thank all of you who are watching. Thank you those of you who commented. And we'll be seeing you again next week. And then remember, we've got a big show coming in.
Big show, big announcements.
Big
It'll be
announcements,
great.
big show. Boy, we'll have to be downtown then, won't we, Jim?
Definitely. We got to hire some more production people.
Yeah. With whose budget?
I heard that.
Okay. Well, thank you again,
Yes.
Isa, for being with us. We really admire your accomplishments and what you've done for ultra cycling in general and ultra cycling for women in particular.
Yes,
That's been a great thing.
A great
Thank
role
you.
model.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jim.
Yep. Thank you, Lee.
We'll go find Greg, I think, and
All
say
right.
goodbye. Don't go
All
away, Isa, if you got a moment.
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.